Hey Reddit, I never thought I'd be one of those guys posting here, but I honestly don't know what to do anymore. I'm 34. My wife Kate is 32. We've been married for 6 years, together for 9. No kids yet, thank God now, though we'd been talking about trying soon. On the surface, we looked good. We were that put-together couple in our friend group, always smiling, traveling, doing cute couple posts on IG. But lately, I don't know. Something's been off. She started spending more time at work, she's in marketing, and she always used to complain about the 9 to 6 grind. But suddenly, she's staying until 8 or 9 for client deadlines. Then there were the girls' nights that didn't make sense, like how she'd come home smelling like cologne, not wine. She also got super weird about her phone. She used to leave it around the house, no problem. Now it's glued to her hand. Bathroom? Phone's there. Shower? Phone's there. I'm not a jealous guy, or at least I wasn't, but it started adding up. I even brought it up once, kind of joking like, "You got a secret boyfriend or what?" expecting her to laugh. Instead, she got real defensive. Said I was being insecure and trying to control her. That hit weird. Kate was never like that before. Still, I told myself it was probably just stress. I convinced myself I was overthinking it, letting my imagination run wild. I even Googled how to stop being paranoid in relationships. God, I feel stupid typing that out now. Anyway, I was wrong, and I'm about to walk you through exactly how I found out and what the hell I did next. Buckle up. Alright, so here's how everything started to really unravel. It was a Thursday night, around 11 p.m. Kate had come home late from work, again. Hair a little messy. Wearing a blouse I hadn't seen before. Said she bought it that week, but the tag was ripped out. She kissed me on the cheek, but barely made eye contact. Said she was exhausted and headed straight to the shower. Now here's where it gets wild. She left her phone on the couch. Not locked. Screen was still on. And there it was. A message popped up from someone saved as Ava Work. She has no coworker named Ava. I know her team. Message read, "Still thinking about earlier face blowing, a kiss I can still taste you." I felt like my stomach dropped through the floor. I just sat there staring at it. My heart was pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. I don't know what hit me first. Rage? Confusion? Denial? All I know is, my hands were shaking when I picked up her phone. I opened the message thread. It was not Ava. Dude's name was Rob. They'd been messaging for weeks. Flirty stuff, raunchy stuff, and worse. Emotional stuff, like, "I wish I could wake up next to you every morning" type of stuff. That's the part that hit the hardest. Turns out this guy is her gym trainer. She started working out in the mornings for her mental health, which now I realize just meant time to screw someone while I'm too tired to notice. She even told him she felt trapped in our marriage, that she didn't think I understood her anymore, that she missed feeling alive. Meanwhile, I was planning a weekend getaway for us to rekindle things. The moment she stepped out of the shower, wrapped in a towel, I was sitting there with her phone in my hand, just staring at her like she was a stranger. She froze. I said, "You want to explain why Ava has a DK?" Her face went pale. I'll save the confrontation details for part 3. But I promise it was explosive. Let me know if you're ready for that. So there I was, sitting on the edge of the couch with her phone in my hand, all those filthy messages wide open. Kate stood there in her towel, dripping wet, frozen like a deer in headlights. I didn't even raise my voice at first. I just said, "Kate, who the hell is Rob?" She blinked fast, then scoffed. "What are you doing going through my phone?" A classic deflection. The oldest play in the cheater's handbook. I didn't bite. I just stood up, showed her the screen and said, "Don't gaslight me. I read everything." She snatched the phone out of my hand like a teenager getting caught with weed. Then she laughed, said, "You're being dramatic. It was just flirting." I said, "He said he could still taste you." She went quiet for a second, then said, "Okay, we hooked up once." I felt guilty right after. I was going to tell you. That was lie number 1. I knew from the messages it had been going on for weeks. There were references to hotel rooms, secret meetups, Even a whole plan for her to fake a girls' trip next month to spend a weekend with him. When I brought that up, she shifted gears, went full manipulation mode. It's because you've been so emotionally unavailable. You're always working, you never see me. I just wanted to feel desired again. I'm standing there, jaw clenched, while she's trying to spin this into my fault. The audacity. I said, you had options. Therapy, talking to me, hell, leaving me. But you chose to screw your gym trainer in the middle of the workday instead. That's when the crocodile tears came. She collapsed on the couch, crying into her hands, saying she hates herself and didn't want to lose me. I wish I could say I felt powerful in that moment, like I had the upper hand. But honestly, I just felt hollow, like someone had scooped my guts out with a spoon. I told her I needed space and walked out, got in my car, drove around for hours, ended up sleeping in a motel because I couldn't bear to go back. The next few days were a blur. I stayed in a cheap motel off the highway, barely slept, barely ate. I kept staring at the ceiling wondering how the hell did I get here? There's this weird thing no one tells you about betrayal. It's not just anger. It's grief. Like, full-blown grief. But instead of a death, you're mourning a person who's still alive. Still breathing, texting, walking around. They just don't exist the way you thought they did. Kate wasn't my wife anymore. Not the woman I built my life with. Not the woman I cried with during my dad's funeral, or danced with barefoot in the kitchen while making pancakes. That version of her? She was gone. And what replaced her was someone I didn't recognize. Someone who lied with a straight face. Someone who planned deceit like a military op. The trust? Obliterated. The intimacy? Dead. Worst part? I still missed her. And I hated myself for that. Every time my phone buzzed, I hoped it was her. Pathetic, right? Even after all that. She texted a few times. Can we talk? I'm so sorry. I don't want to lose you. But I didn't reply. I knew if I heard her voice, I'd crack. I even started second-guessing myself. Maybe I should have paid more attention. Maybe I did get too comfortable. Maybe this was fixable. That's what messed me up the most. Not just what she did, but how part of me still wanted to believe the lie, because the truth hurt too much. I talked to my older brother one night. First time I'd really talked. He just said, dude, if someone stabs you in the back, you don't ask what you did to deserve it. You pull the damn knife out and stop the bleeding. That snapped me back to reality. I didn't cause this. I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I was loyal. I loved her. And she betrayed me. Next part's about the decision I had to make, whether to stay or walk. So yeah, after a few days of mental spiraling and motel room insomnia, I finally went back home. Not to make up, not to forgive, but to face it head on. Kate was there, waiting like a dog after it's torn up the couch cushions. Eyes red, tissues everywhere, no makeup, trying hard to look broken. And maybe she was. But at that point, I didn't care. I wasn't looking at my wife anymore. I was looking at the woman who detonated our life and handed me the ashes. She launched into a full-blown apology monologue. Crying, kneeling, grabbing my hands. Said it was a mistake. A moment of weakness. That she didn't know why she did it. That it didn't mean anything. Bullshit. I calmly told her I had already spoken to a lawyer. That I wasn't interested in working on it. That I deserved someone who respected me in the room and in my absence. Her tone flipped like a switch. Suddenly it was, you're throwing away everything? One mistake and you're done? So all those years meant nothing to you? Oh, they meant everything to me. That's why it hurt like hell. But I realized staying would mean teaching her that love equals no consequences. That I'd tolerate anything if I loved her hard enough. So I didn't yell, didn't scream. I just told her the truth. I'd rather be alone with dignity than together in delusion. She broke down again, said she'd change. Said she'd go to therapy, cut off Rob, burn the earth if she had to. But I'd already made my decision. I moved in with my brother temporarily, filed for divorce the next week. And let me tell you, the moment I signed those papers, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Clarity. Yeah, it's been hell. Yeah, I cry sometimes when I see our old photos. But I'm healing. slowly, on my own terms. It's been 3 months since I walked away from Kate and everything I thought we had. The divorce is final. I moved into a small apartment, nothing fancy, but it's mine. Quiet, clean, and not haunted by betrayal. I started going to therapy, hitting the gym, ironic, huh? And reconnecting with old friends I drifted from while trying to be the perfect husband. Turns out, there's life after heartbreak. It's not pretty at first. It's messy, brutal, lonely. But damn, it's real. The truth is, I didn't just lose Kate. I lost a version of myself. The version who trusted blindly, who equated love with loyalty, who thought we're different. That would never happen to us. Now, I'm no longer naive. But I'm also not bitter. Just awake. If you're reading this and you're in a similar spot, here's my advice. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let someone rewrite the narrative to excuse their betrayal. Cheating is a choice, not a mistake. Love yourself enough to walk away when respect is gone. Staying doesn't make you strong. Leaving does. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. You're not too emotional. You're human. Feel all of it. And finally, you will get through it. Maybe not today, but you will. And when you do, you'll be someone wiser, stronger, and less willing to settle for anything less than honesty. Thanks for listening, Reddit. Even if I was just yelling into the void for a bit, it helped. TLDR. Wife of 6 years cheated with her gym trainer. Lied about it. Gaslit me, cried when caught. I walked away. Filed for divorce. And I'm finally starting to breathe again. Don't ignore red flags, even if they're waving in your favorite color. I'll be all right. And if you're going through it, so will you.